welcome back, my friends, to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Cutlery Outdoors, a Rosecraft Blades little Chonk rendition. Is the end near? Will Ian take care of old Scab rendition? Before we get into all that, and before we discuss all that, there was a time in this country where 22 veterans a day took their own lives. Now, stats show that number's going down. However, anything above zero is simply unacceptable. And all that means, vets, is we love you. Man, you got a place here. We're back to blue over here. We support Lil, all to the chagrin of many. How do you do that, Scab? Well, we don't break the damn law. And when we do, because we have, we take responsibility for it. And finally, if you are an addict, never quit quitting. So, here's the deal. Ian's bearing down on us. Of course, by in the morning, it could be easy breezy, lemon squeezy. So I thought, let's try to get this one out tonight. Now, here's kind of the butt kicker on this particular blade. I had about 90% of this video shot. And then, being the tech-savvy genius that I am, I erased all of it. So everything that you're seeing here, from the magazine paper cutting, to the printer paper cutting, to this cutting, is the second time I've done the vast majority. I simply did a little strop on it and said, let's go. That makes this video all the more impressive. Now, I'm going to give you some stats real quick and then get into my thoughts on the knife. While I'm doing that, if you're new here, here's the way CCO works, guys. I take a knife, I take it out of the box, and I demonstrate it. We don't review it. That would take long-term use. I don't do that. I show if the knife works. Whether it looks good, whether it don't, none of that. Color scheme, none of that matters to me. On Choir Boys Cutlery Outdoors, we check function, all right? If it looks good, and this knife does, if the color scheme's there, and y'all know, go dogs, it does, man, bonus. But does the knife work? That's what we're going to find out. All right, so this is a Wharncliffe blade. It's 1/8 inch thick. It is D2. The blade length is 3 inch. It's 4 inches closed, meaning the handle's 4 inches, 7 inches overall. So, here's the deal. They call it the little Chonk, and it is that. I can get a 4-finger grip on this, no problem whatsoever, and that's the way it's designed. HAWKINS Rose did the design on this. Fantastic job, my young brother. Now, I did stab the shit out of my finger in this, so that'll show you it's got a nice point on it, but that's okay. That's my fault. This runs on ceramic ball bearings. It is a manual flipper. It is a liner lock that is done very, very well. It has ambidextrous thumb studs, and again, black G10 handles with red G10 liners, my favorite color scheme. Now, here's the thing, point blank, plain and simple. We just work with a knife, right? We show the knife work. That's the point. This knife retails for $58 and some change, so probably $65 maybe to your door. I'm going to tell you right now, hell of a deal right here, son. Now, right here, there's that rubber or that plastic water hose encased in canvas. Now, I want y'all to look at the knife. You see pretty good lock up there with the liner lock. I am not one of these. I will never be one of these who refuses to use a liner lock. Rosecraft blades, this is the second one I've demoed, are made well. Their liner locks work well. Everything lines up. There's no loose. There's no jiggly. There's none of that. It's a well-built, well-constructed knife. Now, here's the deal. They're trying to get a plant open, I believe, in Maryville, Tennessee. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, as you all have want to do to assemble these, and I'm super fired up for that. But here's the truth, guys. A Wharncliffe blade, as we're learning, and if you look at my long-form videos over the past couple weeks, we've done a lot of Wharncliffes. They're just workhorses. Basically, they're little straight razors. But look at the thickness there of the knife. Plenty of handle. I cut this ratchet strap 3 or 4 or 5 times. Now, we do a little something different here. Basically, and of course, I didn't show it on camera. I will here in a second. Basically, we just do a quick penetration and pull. All right? I know a lot of you guys are hunters and fishermen, so I thought, let's see if it could do a little skinning, maybe a little caping, something to that effect. So that's kind of what this resembles, and it's the same as what we do with our 2-inch ratchet strap. Now, again, you guys have noticed, this thing is held up now. We're doing the Donnie B All-day throw it at the stump test. We're going to do the D-BAD drop test. Very, very well built. Here's what we're checking. We're checking the edge. Make sure there's no chipping while we're throwing it. Y'all see my poor stumps had the lick. And y'all can see the wind blowing there. It's kind of, you know, Ian's getting closer. That's all right. You ain't gonna mess with old Scab. I can promise you that, Ian. I've been through far worse, by far better. I promise you. Now, we checked the handle scales. We checked the lock. The lock stayed engaged the entire time. Really, I was really impressed. Now, I'm going to do some stabbing with this knife, too. Just to show you, it is a well-built, well-designed blade. Little wire trimming there. Can't speak. Here we go. Now, here again, we're going to puncture and pull. That's the old man grip. I know Andy is old enough to know what I'm talking about there with that old man grip. Hawkins may not be, but after a lifetime of heartbreak, disappointment, bar fights, he'll know too. But he designed a very well-constructed knife. This tip, this little pinch tip, I call it an old man grip, is great for up-close, fine working. Plenty of handle there and plenty of blade. That's the other thing, man. This, to me, was one of the most impressive parts of this demonstration. That's 3/16 or 1/4 inch, 2-ply, 2-inch air hose. All right? So we push down. Now, at any time, if it's not built well, that lock will fail. Right? We push down. Oh, Hawkins, you got a design here, son. We push down. There's constant pressure on the tip on the other side, and look at that. Sliced right through it. And, of course, the wrong side fell. What else do you expect from old Scab? Now, I mentioned this with the Pocket Monster. We're pushing straight down. We're putting pressure on that pivot. And as many of you can tell, old Scab's not as lean as he used to be. I'm about 275, 80 pounds, somewhere in there. So I'm pushing straight down and putting pressure on that pivot. Again, well built, well constructed. Nothing wrong with this blade right here. I carry it, and I'm going to carry it. Now, here's what's going to happen. And I do want to make mention of this. I'm probably going to send it to my guy DJ just to hone up, touch up, and get it ready. The Pocket Monster as well. I'm going to get them back, and I'm going to get Megatron involved, and we're going to have her help with several reviews of these same knives. I wanted to do it this way. I wanted to get the industrial side out there first, all right? Because sometimes, you know, when I bring in Megatron for cooking and for just yard tasks, because that girl can garden, woo! But when I bring her in, people think automatically, oh, that's made for a lady. No. That's why I wanted to do these industrial tests first. Plus, I'm going to be straight up honest with you. I would take Megatron's opinion and her input any day over a lot of folks. I'm telling you right now. Because what Megan doesn't see, oh, that's good looking, oh, that's... No, what Megan sees is that's a tool that I'm going to use in my day-to-day life. So I'm going to bring her in, give you a couple looks on how it looks in her hand, but I do want it sharp. I want it right, and I want it to be brand new out of the box, and DJ will make sure that happens on both. And I think that's a pretty good plan. Now, here we're just finishing off the crock. No problems here. The knife just works, guys. I mean, it's just plain and simple, and one of the best slicers out there, dude. I mean, that wide blade, deep blade, whatever the hell you want to call it, that thing is just a slicing machine. I like doing this every video, but I'm going to be honest, I didn't do a bunch of like wood stuff with this. We cut as many materials as we could. I wanted to show that because the other side is this. Yeah, anybody can sharpen a knife, right? But it's the way, is the knife comfortable in hand to cut? Now, again, we're going to do the old man grip. This is where the heartbreaking bar fights come in, and I do not advocate this, Megan, if you're still watching. But here's the thing. It's light in hand. It's fast in hand. It'll do stabby tasks if you need it to. Now, here's the deal. My zip tie test. This one, I really wanted to check out on this blade because, and I had a guy comment one time, and he wasn't wrong. He goes, man, if a knife can't cut a zip tie, I don't want it. 100% agree, bro. But here's the deal. I started this demonstration test or whatever just kind of off the cuff on a whim. I can't tell y'all the amount of comments and messages I get that love that because they do that particular thing every single day at work, cutting zip ties. And I've had a bunch of people tell me, man, a zip tie will screw up a blade in a hurry. So I like doing that to see if we get any chipping, to get any rolling, to get anything. No, we didn't. Everything looked great and held up great. And again, quality. That's what I want to preface here. It is a very, and guys, here's the thing. I got aggravated with myself, but everybody, if you follow the channel, you know the past couple days, Sunday I was in the ER, and then Monday and Tuesday, man, and most of today I was just on my back. So I didn't want to wait any longer to try to get this review out. I did, like I said, a little quick strop, and off we went. And the blade, and what does that tell us? Well, it tells us the edge geometry is there. It tells us that the edge bevels are on point. It tells me everything that I need to know. Well, got about a minute left. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to show you a couple looks in the pocket and cutting some paper. Couple quick shout outs. Pistol Pete. We're going to shout Pete out till he gets to 1,000. Great channel, great dude. Angry Dracolope. Awesome series started. Follow him. Charles the Redneck Nerd. And I'll try to get you as many links as I can in the description. And then my brother from another mother, D-Bad. We already mentioned Donnie. Donnie's just putting out content and marching. Donnie B All-day is his channel. Joe, Steel Forged in Fire, Sword and Knife, awesome channel, higher end channel. Love Joe, love his channel. My boy Grugsy from Legion TACTICOOL. Now, in order to wrap up this knife, here's what I want to say. I'm excited and I'm looking forward moving on, or I'm looking onward, moving forward with Rosecraft blades. They make quality stuff, solid designs that I'm not just saying, I'll carry it every day. And remember this, I'm Scab, you're not, I'm gone, son.